Viewer, today I'm starting a program on sport, and I would like you guys to click, subscribe, follow, and like. First of all, I'm Joseph Najo Nausi, founder and leader of Faith Atletico Academic and co-founder of Faith Soccer Kid International. I'm going to talk about the ball technique. Ball technique is the ability of any player, is the ability of an individual to manipulate the ball, to use the ball with any playable part of the body. Ball technique as well can be defined as any improvement of player ability. But the question that would help us is this one. Is ball technique determine success? Before I answer the question, let me highlight some benefits of the ball technique. Ball technique can help the team to keep or to retain possession. And we all know, or if you don't know, retaining possession is the best way to defend. Ball technique for a player can help the player to execute the movement quick, to have what we call the accurate, to have what we call the adequate passes. Ball technique can help the player to improvise, to be inventive or creative. The player definitely will have what we call the surprise element of the game. And you will find what we call the unexpected things. That is the benefits of the ball technique. The team will be having what we call good tactical intelligence. And the player, in fact, will be having what we call intelligence of the game and intelligence in the game. These two, in fact, that is intelligence when the coach are giving to the player, but during the game, there's certain situation whereby the player have to come out without any knowledge coming from the coach. That is intelligent in the game. Definitely, the player will be having some of it. The control and the first touch will be perfect. As I said, the team, in fact, will play beautiful football and will think very quick. But there's certain point that I have also to mention. That is a lack of ball technique. I mean the inconvenience not to have what called ball technique. The spontaneity, the creativity, and the improvisation will not be. And the team will be having most of time what are called inaccurate passes. And don't forget something, when the team most of time loses the ball, there is off balance the team and the team will be suffering. The team will not plan properly. With having attacking will be a problem. So I believe that this point for me prove that ball technique can determine success. If you find out in the world, most of good player, most of great player have some good quality ball technique. So if you are a good player, it means somewhere you have good ball technique. So the second question that I'm going through is to ask, is there any way to improve or to develop ball technique? I'm going to say yes without going far. Firstly, start your training session as young as possible. I mean from 2 years old, before 10 years old, because I believe that before 10 years old, there's a way to improve or to develop your ball technique. I believe that I say 10 years old upward, there's a substances coming from your body that can stop you to learn properly. You become another person. And from 2 years old, someone will say, is it possible to start practicing at 2 years old? Yes. That is where you start having fun with the child, throw the ball. with inventive, educative story. You have to engage the child. And when the child, after some year, is becoming very good in ball technique, because that is where the memory, the child doing things without knowing, but the memory is memorizing it. And at a certain age, you can see the result. So I would advise, if you want the ball technique to be improved or develop at a certain age, let's start as soon as possible. The second point, do not forget, go through a lot of coordination activities. That is where you will redress a lot of malformation. Because we all know that sport, in fact, football or soccer, in fact, is a sport with many kinds of movement. We have the sideway movement, we have the backward movement, we have the forward movement, we have the jumping. And all those movements can be redressed only from the coordination activity. So during a section, that's my advice, please do not forget to go through at least three kinds of coordination activity. That is where you will redress a lot of malformation that will help you to your technique. The third point that is very important, the coach should have a knowledge in sport science. The coach should have a knowledge of any basic movement. The coach should be able to explain the problems with any movement. And this is where I'm required coaches to have a knowledge in sport science that we cannot at this day avoid it. Because remember that we are coaches, human beings, and human beings should be studied. So today, many movements cannot be executed or cannot be corrected by many coaches because they lack of knowledge in sport science. In fact, sport science will help you to identify the problem, to know what could not work during an action. That we call it movement description. When a coach is busy demonstrating, he should be able to tell the problem. And telling the problem is only sport science that will explain the problem encountered during the action. The second one, you will have what we call movement analytic. What is the problem? What are the forces involving in the action? That is sport science will tell you the force involving in the action. And then that we call movement anatomical analytic. That is where the sport science will teach you, is it a bones problem? Is it a joint problem? Is it a muscles problem? And the end, you have that movement competency. Then you have the problem that has involved in the movement. Is the movement was well or wrong executed? Then you will find out and you will advise your learners and you advise your player, go and do this, go and do this. For me, I believe that coaches or parents or learners should not just get cross or upset when a movement has not been well done. They should know where is the problem coming from in order to help the player or the learner growing or redress his problem. Because we have to know, I have to know, you have to know that many problems in football, in sport, come from the development. So when the foundation of anything has not been well laid, then you will find it on the way. So let us start the practice as soon as possible. Let coaches have some basic knowledge in sport science, and let coaches read in order to help our young player or to help your team moving forward in their ball technique. Because today, if you have a player or a team, anyway, a good team, and nowadays you will find great player or good player. And great player and good player are player who got good ball technique. Dear viewer, If you can redress your problem in ball technique, you will play in the first class level. And when I'm saying first class level, you will never lack a team, because a player with a good ball technique can be adapted in any style of play. Please, the next video will be next month. Follow me, click, subscribe, and like. I love you all. See you next month.